Hello there, I'm Penny Melville-Brown from Baking Blind. I've been cooking across 6 continents, trying to show that disabled people can still do almost anything.
And stop.
Danny, this is a huge tome of a book. This is your latest Thermamix book.
Yeah, that's right. It's called Entertaining with Danny Valent. So it's 13 chapters designed to make it easy for people to entertain at home. So they're themed by cuisine and occasion. So for example, there's a Spanish chapter, there's a ladies' lunch, there's Christmas.
Ladies' lunch.
Ladies' lunch is my secret favourite.
So what sort of things, give me a clue about what some of the other things are the Thermamix can make.
Well, I mean, the thing that I love about it is that it is so versatile, and I feel like wherever you're at with your cooking, you know, whether you hate cooking, whether you love cooking, if you're experimental or you're scared, like it's sort of there with you. So, I mean, for example, we can look at, this is over here on the left, there's an image of some of the dishes from the party chapter. Yep. So here we've got a mushroom soup, which I call a mushroom cappuccino because it's sort of layered with cream on top.
Absolutely.
A dip, so a romesco dip, so you can blitz up the nuts and, you know, the beautiful roasted capsicum.
Because we actually haven't talked about the fact that you can actually heat in it, have we?
Absolutely, yeah. So we did that a little bit today where we heated up the yeast, just slightly, but yes, you can take things to boiling. The other one that's here, which is one of my favourite recipes, is rice crackers. So we blitz rice to rice flour and then use that as part of a rice cracker mixture, and then we bake those in the oven.
And for people who didn't have Thermamix, presumably lots of these recipes they can make in other ways in their own home. Oh
yeah, I mean look, the Thermamix makes things really easy. You can sort of be doing a lot of different things at once. But yeah, I mean most of these dishes are classics, so whether they're regional classics or dishes that I've picked up through my travels or from chefs that I've encountered along the way. So yeah, you could get around and make them in a more traditional way.
Have your publishers made this into an audio version so blind people could use it?
They haven't.
No, the answer is not yet.
I think they should, shouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love it to be accessible to blind people.
So perhaps there's the Vision Australia might be able to help with that.
Yeah, I think they should. I think they must be thinking of it probably later on today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Danny is a great fan of the Thermamix cooking machine, but I rather dismissed the poor accessibility of the latest design. Accessible cookbooks are really quite tricky to find, but this next ingredient is even more difficult.
One of the things that I've got into recently is fermenting, and so kefir is a fermented milk drink that's very popular in Eastern Europe, or lots of parts of the world. Yep. But so basically you put these little lumpy grains, they're called, into milk and just leave it for a while out at room temperature, and it ferments the milk and it turns into this beautiful fermented potion that is apparently very good for our tummies. So it's sort of a bit yogurty.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it has that whole acidic base note like a yogurt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
just slightly more vinegary.
Yeah, it's got a lot of live cultures in it. And so what I've done, because I just love playing around with things, is I've cultured some cream with the kefir, and then I've whipped that in the Thermamix into butter.
Wow.
So we've got our kefir butter here, which we're going to have soon as our bread's finished. And with the buttermilk that came from it, I made pancakes on the weekend. So we had kefir buttermilk pancakes, which was really nice too.
So you could make the buttermilk from the remains of this?
Yeah, well this is milk that I've cultured, but if you used cream then you can get the butter and the buttermilk. So I've been loving having this butter, so I've made cultured butter basically, or fermented butter, which everything should be a little bit cultured, shouldn't it? In a jar in milk, it's sort of like having another pet. So you sort of have to feed them. So it's wet, sort of.
Can I just put one on there? Or?
Yeah. So,
they are lumps.
Yeah, so they sort of look like little tiny bits of cauliflower.
Yeah.
And no one knows where the first kefir grains came from. So, people that have moved from country to country would carry them like precious heirlooms from country to country if they, were migrants, and because they needed to make their kefir. I just find it amazing, and you know, in Australia we've got a lot of refugees.
Yes.
And some of what people found was most important to them, obviously, is their food and their culture that they carry with them in that way. And for a lot of these people, it's traditional to do these fermented products.
Yeah.
And for some of them, they'd be fermenting things, you know, almost in hiding because they weren't supposed to be. So they'd be doing it under sinks or under beds because that was just really, you know, part of who they were. And I think that is one of the things that you find in a city such as Melbourne with people from all different places. There are just all these different ways to intersect with people's cultures and to, you know, get to know them through amazing magical things like these kefir grains.
Well, I think what's been really striking about Melbourne is its diversity, its approach to equality, stand fast the Thermamix, and how integrated everybody is. There's a real sense that everybody belongs and everybody's part of it. But so how did you actually buy this?
So I don't, there are little sort of fermenting hubs where you can buy these kinds of things, but really they're the kind of thing that's passed from hand to hand. So it's, you know.
So clandestine trade.
Yeah, that's
in kefir lumps.
I'll swap you some kombucha for some kefir, that kind of thing.
Hey, it's just, you know, isn't that really what life is all about, sharing?
Absolutely, 100%. Yes, it is. So you can have.
And next time, Charlene is showing me the sensory pleasures of pasta.